Well, good evening and welcome everyone to the Student Scholar Recognition event. It's great to see all of you, and this has been a really interesting year for our scholars and all the members of Key Chorale. But I want to tell you how proud I know Maestro Joe is, myself, and everyone associated with Key Chorale, very proud of our scholars because they have pushed through so many challenges but have come out in an amazing way. So we want to congratulate them. Tonight is our Student Scholar Recognition event. It's actually our first formal event for the scholars, so we're excited to have that. I do want to recognize Larry Patton. Larry, if you would just stand, we want to recognize him. He's our board president. Welcome, Larry. And Lee Holden. Lee is our former president, and Lee, official title now is President Emeritus. So welcome, Lee. With that, thank you. I also just want to recognize members of our education committee. They work with Joe, with myself on a regular basis to plan, organize. So if you're a member of the Key Chorale Education Committee, would you please stand? We want to recognize you. And with that in mind, I want to turn this over now to Joe. And before I turn it over to Joe, I just want to recognize him for the challenges that we have faced with Key Chorale this year, with COVID and so forth. He is so creative. He is a team player with the board and everybody else, and he comes through with an amazing season for us. Let's give a nice round of applause for Maestro Joe Calkins.
Thank you, everybody. One of the things that we've been talking about, we have experienced an incredible year of challenges, and one of the things we talked about as an education committee was how can we find a way to deliver this program, because we don't want to have a year where we just go, well, good luck, student scholars, we couldn't help you out this year. And we said, what is the most important thing that we offer? And I think the most important thing is the one-on-one voice lessons that they get, which prepare them for the next year of school, or they prepare them for college, all those things. And as you know, if you've been in those lessons, you know, it's not just about singing, it's about being a great musician, it's about being a great person, all those things. And I think we're blessed because the voice teachers we have in our organization are such great people that I know that they're the perfect people to work with all of our students. So we have 4 that we want to recognize. I'm one of them. I teach with tag team with Jamal Sarakoki. Jamal is vacationing, seeing his folks in Chicago this week, so he's not with us. But I know that Jamal and myself really have had an incredible time, really just working with everybody. And we've had, our students have been tremendous, and we've been really fortunate to have Zachary and Colin with us for 2 full seasons, which has been great. And they've made incredible strides, and we're just grateful to their wonderful work they do. So I want to thank my buddy Jamal. I also want to thank Jody Kienzler. Jody is back here. Jody is our best teacher on Zoom and in person. And so Jody did an incredible job of just finding a way to make sure that all of our students had lessons. And of course, I want to mention Lorraine Murphy. Yay! And Lorraine has been with the organization for many, many years, and she's probably served in every capacity that we have. And Lee and Lorraine were really instrumental in starting the education committee that has really led to all the things we experience now. So I'm grateful for them really believing in this, and mostly to all of you for participating. And one of the nice things I have, the advantage is I get to work with Nancy Olson with our lessons. So I want to thank Nancy Olson, who is, there she is. So Nancy has played for all of the lessons for Jamal and also for many of our students for the Tomorrow's Voices Tonight. And I just want to say that I'm so proud of each and every one of you, and for your ability to adapt with us as we figured out how to adapt. And we are looking forward to next year, and it looks like things are starting to become a little more positive than they've ever been. So let's hope and keep our fingers and toes crossed that next year is even more exciting than this year has been. But today we just want to thank you. So I'm going to turn it over to Bob.
Thanks, Joe. Student scholars, we're very proud of you, and as you know, there are so many people behind you that are supporting you, encouraging you, coaching you, etc. So I would like just to recognize the parents at this time. So if you're a parent of one of the scholars, would you please stand? We want to recognize you. Thank you so much, and thank you for allowing your scholars this year and our returning ones next year to be a part of this program. We'd also like to recognize the mentors. The mentor, which we started, I think 3 years ago now, for the Student Scholar Program, they're a coach. They're that person who can come alongside and encourage, answer questions that the scholars might have. So I'm going to introduce them as I say their name, if they would stand, and if we could hold our applause until the end, please. Alex Giannini, please stand, and she is the mentor for Chiarali Brown. Thank you, Alex, for everything you do. Lynn Lash, who couldn't be here tonight, but I do want to recognize her by name. She's a mentor for Evie Cantalamesa. Lisa Fudge-Schustic, she is the mentor for Ashley Spadafora. Rick Heyman, please stand. Rick is the mentor for Zachary Cronenwetter. Jamal Sarakoki, as Joe said, is out of town this week, but he's the mentor for Colin Leonard. And then Gina Novotny, not sure if Gina was able to make it tonight, but she's the mentor for Alexa Mohina. And then Dan Mitchner. Dan is the mentor for Traven Vogt. Let's give them a great round of applause. Thank you for everything you're doing. And with that being said, as I shared about the parents, the great role that they play, the gentleman I'm going to introduce now, he has been a parent of one of our scholars, actually the first scholar in the Scholar Program. He is an education committee member, a board member, and I'd like to welcome Barry Martin, who's going to be sharing.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you to all the scholars for all the time that you've invested with us throughout this year. Thank you to the parents, as Bob mentioned, for all the work that you've put into helping to drive that. And the time and effort for both of you is going to pay dividends further than you can imagine. As Bob mentioned, my daughter was the original student scholar, and as we went through that, I saw growth in her because she really bonded, as most of you have, with your mentors to really want to grow and drive your craft with the professionalism and the level of talent that you're working with versus what you may see in school when some people are there for the same reason you are. Others are there because they need a credit. But the reality is, when you're here, you're pushing each other to be better. And that will carry through the rest of your life in music, in your studies, in whatever you decide that you want to do with your life. And when you find something like this that helps you grow like that, it becomes part of your soul. And with that, my daughter came back from a trip to DC with this group and said, "These are my people. This is what I want to do." And with that, I said, "All right, if you're in, I'm in." I strong-armed my way into the education committee. A couple years later, I moved on to the board of directors as well, and I'm here to do whatever I can to help this continue to grow, to provide more opportunities for each of you, and to keep pushing it down into even younger groups within the community so that we keep the arts alive in Sarasota. Thank you all very much.
And thank you, Barry, and thank you for everything that you do. Next, we've recruited two of our scholars who are going to share a little bit about what role has Key Chorale impacted them in their life and as a future musician himself. So we're going to ask Alexa Mohina to come forward. Alexa is a senior at Venice High School, and let's welcome Alexa.
So being in Key Chorale, I've been in Key Chorale for the past 2 years, and it's helped me grow in so many ways, not just musically, but also I've made bonds and I've grown in my confidence in so many different areas. I've been able to sing in a choir of advanced singers, much more so than myself, and that has helped me to improve my sight reading and my ability to work in a choral setting and understand how all of the musicality works in a song. We've also sung many pieces that I couldn't have imagined being able to do on my own, but with the help of all the advanced singers around me, I've been able to learn how to pick up on those sight reading techniques and being able to do it a lot better. I've also had the opportunity to work with an incredible voice teacher, Lorraine Murphy. She's helped me in so many areas musically. She's helped me learn how to sing classically, which I hadn't really developed before joining Key Chorale. She's helped me to grow my confidence on stage, and also to learn how to do Vakai and sight reading also. And she's also helped me learn how to act out what I'm singing and be confident in that. And so the bond I've created with Lorraine as well is very special to me. And so I'm very thankful to have been able to have a voice teacher through Key Chorale and have that experience. Another important part of the program is the mentorship program. I've had 2 mentors in the past 2 years, one of them being Lynn Lash and the other being Gina Novotny, which both aren't here unfortunately now, but I'm very thankful for them even though they're not here. And I'm so thankful to have bonded and been able to learn from them both musically. And I think, I'm just really thankful that Key Chorale has given me the opportunity to do all these things and grow in all these ways. And I definitely wouldn't be where I am musically without Key Chorale and the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexa. We're very proud of you. And Traven Vogt's going to come forward. Traven is a senior at Venice High School, and Traven is going to be sharing about the impact of Key Chorale on his life.
When Bob asked me to speak about how Key Chorale has impacted me in my life, 2 moments or memories came to my mind that really stuck out to me. And one of these moments was when I first auditioned to Key Chorale, and I sang a song that was a little too high for me and was a great, fun experience. I was shook through the entire audition and was super worried that I wasn't getting to Key Chorale. But I did my very best, and I went back into the car, because before I had my license, and my mom was like, well, you did the best you could and did everything you can, and that's all you can do. You just got to put the rest, in other people's hands. And I eventually got into Key Chorale, and I was super excited. And to me, it was pretty crazy, because if you ask my family members, I wasn't the best singer and didn't know what notes were quite well or how to find them. And Key Chorale, through the multiple people that have helped me throughout my journey in Key Chorale, I was able to be seen at a different perspective than I already was. I had a not so great voice and didn't know anything about choral music, but Key Chorale saw me and saw my potential and the opportunity that they could give me through this program. And I have to say that I've been so blessed to have this program in my life, that somebody saw me and for my potential and not for where I was, that I could grow and become something better or greater than I currently was. Another memory that stuck out to me through the Key Chorale process was the first show we did when we were in the pit and we were singing. And I know some members are shaking their heads because it was really hot and super fun down there. But it just made me think that we all were in that together. And it was really a humbling experience for me, because regardless of how many people have sung, for how long they've sang, how many years or experience they had on their belt, the degrees they had, everybody was in the same situation. Everybody was struggling to sing in the heat, the lag between the computers and Joe actually conducting. And so all of us we were in the same boat together, regardless of how talented we were, how hard we worked. We all were one choir, one person, like one group, one organism. And it was fun to be with people that made us feel like we were one, like regardless of our backgrounds, whatever we were one group that loved to sing and produce a sound. We had a goal that we all wanted to achieve together. And Key Chorale has taught me that regardless of where you start, who you are, and what you think you can become, that you can become greater than that, you can be better than that, and that you have a place, and that with this choir, anyone can become great, and as long as you're allowed to put the work in.
So we want to sing a special song to bring our mentors together, our voice teachers and our student scholars, and it's a song called Remember My Song. And when you hear the lyrics, you'll know why we chose it. It says, remember my song, remember my words, remember my voice, remember my thoughts, remember my choice, remember my touch, remember my goal, remember my dream, and remember my soul. My song is your song, and when we're apart, my voice is your voice. You are in my heart. Remember my life and always be strong. Remember my love and remember my song. Life takes us on a journey, our time together almost gone. And as we travel on this journey, all I ask is remember my song.
Okay, so as we continue, hope you enjoyed that song. We now want to do our formal recognition of the scholars. So you have in front of you, besides our voice teachers, we have Evie, Chiara-Lee, Ashley, and Zachary. And we want to honor them tonight. For Zachary, this is his second year in Key Chorale. Has done a fantastic job. For Ashley, Chiara-Lee, and Evie, their first year. And we're hopeful with all four of them, they're going to return next year. They've been such a blessing to Key Chorale. So as I call your name, if you'll please come up, and we have a certificate of recognition we want to present to you. I want to show it to the crowd to begin with. It's really kind of beautiful. And I want to thank Lorraine and Ellen for kind of helping with these certificates. Did a great job. So as I call your name, please come up. And then we have Lorraine, Jody, and Joe, who are also going to greet you. Okay, so we'll do that with the proper protocols too. So Chiara-Lee, please come forward. We're so proud of you. Congratulations and for being our first year scholar. Okay, thank you. You can go back. Okay, do this too, and with Joe. There you go. Evie Cantalamesa, congratulations to you completing her first year. We look for Evie being back next year as well, so we'll do the elbow too. Okay? Congratulations.
You also want
And Ashley Spadafora, completing her first year. Congratulations. We'll do the elbow too, right, Ashley? Congratulations to you. We're very proud of you. Okay.
Joe, don't forget Joe.
There you go. And Zachary, please come forward. We're very proud of Zachary Cronenwetter, his second year in the Scholar program. He'll come back, a lot of leadership here. So we'll look forward to it next year. So congratulations, Zachary, and here's your certificate.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Let's give a nice round of applause for these scholars. Okay, and our 4 scholars can be seated. Please be seated. And now I'm going to ask Alexa, Colin, and Traven to come down. And we have some special recognition for them because they're graduating this year. All 3 of these fine scholars have been in the program for 2 years. And so we're going to share a little bit about what their plans are for next year. And we got some little extra gifts for you guys, for parting gifts. So Colin Leonard, please come forward. And we are very proud of Colin. He has such a unique sound in his voice, very talented young man. And Colin will be going on this coming year to Oberlin Conservatory of Music in Ohio. He'll be majoring in jazz studies, and we know voice are going to continue with that. So congratulations, Colin, to you with this certificate, but we have 2 other things we want to give you as well. One is, of course, you haven't seen this black music folder before, but it has Key Chorale inscribed in there, and then also your name. So we're proud of you. And besides that, on behalf of Key Chorale and the board, we want to present you with this certificate. We're calling it the Key Chorale Student Scholar Achievement Award in the amount of $200. So we know going off to college, you'll be able to use that in many ways. So congratulations. We'll let you do the elbowing there. And Alexa Mohina, please come forward. Alexa, we're so proud of. She's been a wonderful scholar for 2 years. She'll be going on to Southeastern University in Lakeland, Florida, majoring right now undeclared, right? But we're hoping she'll steer toward music as well. So Alexa, on behalf of Key Chorale, we want to give you this award. Congratulations. And again, this music folder, which you've never seen before, right? Wow. With your inscription for you. And then as well for you, on behalf of Key Chorale, check for $200, part of the award for you. So congratulations, all right? Congrats. And last but not least, Traven, if you'll come forward. So I asked Traven and his mom before he started, because Traven is going to be on a real interesting journey the next 2 years. So based on his faith, he'll be going on a missions trip for the next 2 years. So we wish him well with that. But then after that, plans to go to 4-year school and then continue to go to medical school to become a pediatrician. So I know he's going to integrate music into that whole thing. So congratulations, Traven. And then again, your music folder, and then your gift, calling the Key Chorale Student Scholar Achievement Award for $200. And a pencil. No extra charge for the pencil. Congratulations, Traven. Let's give a nice round of applause for our scholars. And scholars, you may be seated. Thank you so much. You may be seated. And voice teachers, thank you so much. So as I close my part, I just want to thank all of our parents, our mentors, our voice teachers for the great part that they've played in the development of these scholars this year and over the last couple years. Turning it over to Joe, who's going to do our wrap-up.
With that, we are sad to see our seniors go, but we are so fortunate to have had the years we had with all of you guys. So to Colin and Alexa and Zachary, who's in between almost, and Traven, we're just thrilled to death that we had the opportunity to watch you grow, and we know that this is just the very, very beginning. The stars are going to be shining even brighter for all of you guys. So with that, anything from you? All right, I think we've accomplished the first ever Student Scholar formal recognition, something we'll do every year now. All right, so thank you. We'll see you guys.